Hey everybody, it's been a while since my last video and I've been trying to think of a video I can do. There's really not much to do around my house to make videos of, but I figured I'd do some of the best gear that I used on the trail, stuff that was really reliable and stuff that I use almost every day and that I wouldn't want to go without if I did it again. So with that in mind, I guess I'll start. First thing, definitely you have to have some type of insulation. It gets cold at night and this thing was awesome. I mean, I've had it for a while, but it just really makes a difference on cold nights, takes away the chill, lets you walk around without getting cold. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of common sense though. Puffy jacket, this is a down Patagonia jacket. Next up, a rain jacket. Some people debate bringing rain jackets. I don't know why, but I mean, I think it's a lifesaver when you're cold and it's raining. I don't know what you would do if you didn't have one. Ponchos, I don't know. They blow around a lot. And either way, you're still going to get hot and sweaty. There's really no breathable fabric. Gore-Tex or Event, none of that stuff really works. So I would take a rain jacket, and I used it even when it wasn't raining sometimes as an extra insulation layer, or when it was really windy on top of a mountain. Rain jacket, take one. Alright, so now it's to the stuff that really matters. The backpack. This is a Go-Lite Jam 50. That's what I used ever since Watauga Lake, I think it was, and it was pretty awesome. This one, I mean, you can see the frame is just like a sheet of stiff foam, so you really have to have a lighter load, no more than 30 pounds I would say with this. But it held up pretty well. Near the end it finally started to come apart here on the hip belt. I sewed it back together and you can see some holes in there and stuff, but really it didn't really affect the bag. Overall it was really comfortable, durable, never had any problems with it. It is kind of simple. I mean, you just have this front pocket and the main pocket, and that's all you have, and then you have the drink pockets on the side, which you definitely need. But yeah, I mean, this is all I think anyone would ever need. There's no need to go bigger than this, or except if you do have more than 30 pounds, probably actually more than 25 to be comfortable, I would go with a frame, a backpack with a frame, just so you can carry the weight better. Alright, Sawyer Filter. This thing was awesome. I had it since the start. It lasted the whole way and it's still going strong. I think it's got a 1,000,000-gallon guarantee on it, and it says every now and then you need to back flush the filter. I probably did it maybe 4 or 5 times total on the trail, and it worked great and never got sick or anything. I just kept it in this little pouch I made, and that's how I got my water all the time. Actually, a couple of people after seeing this one and how well it worked got their own along the trail, and they all liked them too. Let's see. The bags that come with it though are pretty bad. They normally break, so I would stick with a Platypus. And you can just screw that right on top of the Platypus and you have your water. And that's what I did for the entire trail. And on that note, Platypus bags are awesome. They're lightweight and they're a perfect way to get water. Maybe there were 2 or 3 times where I couldn't get water with this bag and I had to scoop water, but that's really not a big problem. I mean, I just used my pot and then scooped it into this bag, and this bag lasted the whole time and it's still going, although it is kind of fraying on the bottom. Not really a big deal. All the lettering is worn off. But yeah, Platypus, those are awesome. Cheap too. Sawyer Filter, it's called a Sawyer Squeeze. If anyone is interested, that was awesome. Lasted the whole way. Bic lighters. I had 2 of these little mini lighters, This is actually one of them, and they lasted the entire way. I lit fires with them and lit my stove whenever I used my stove. I normally cooked on fires. But yeah, two of these, I mean, they both still work. I had two, and they both lasted the entire way. Never had a problem with it. And the thing is, even if your lighter broke and that was all you had, there's always someone else nearby that you can borrow something from to start a fire. On the AT, maybe not in other situations. Okay, cooking pot. This lasted the whole way, obviously it's titanium, and it was great. This is a 700 milliliter one, and it was enough to do anything I needed. Cook a whole box of macaroni and cheese, pasta sides, Mountain House meals, the one time I had one. Yeah, I mean, I cooked on the fire with it most nights, but it did fit on my stove just fine. Let's see, what else is there to say? It gets black when you cook on the fire, but that's actually a good thing because it absorbs heat better that way. And I like this one. I like the Snow Peak because it's kind of hard to see here. It's got these measurement markings in it, so you can see how much you're pouring out of your water and your food. Snow Peak 700, awesome pot. And titanium spoon, long handle, definitely something you need just for if you ever cook in a Ziploc, or if you cook inside the pasta side bag sometimes. This really helps getting stuff out, or getting the peanut butter at the bottom of the jar. And you kind of want one with this smooth stuff on the end just because it makes it a lot nicer to eat off of. It's not all sandy feeling. Titanium, long handle, spoon, awesome. One of my favorite things. I don't know why. Dr. Bronner's soap, all-in-one soap. I used this bottle the whole way, and it's still got some left in it. It's good for taking a bath in a creek if you have to, or washing clothes in a sink if you need to. Comes in handy, and you really don't need more than this little, I don't know what, probably 2-ounce bottle. Pocket knife. I mean, I had this the whole way, but I think you could go with a smaller one, like the little keychain ones about that big, because I almost never used it. Although I did enjoy using it for like whittling when I had the chance on the trail, which was maybe 2 or 3 times. But other than that, I really didn't use this blade that much. So maybe go with the smaller one of those. Shoes. I thought these shoes were awesome. These are the pair that lasted from Harper's Ferry all the way to the end. And yeah, the tread is pretty much worn off, and they have holes in them, but they were awesome. I never got blisters. They were comfortable, and because they're like a mesh, they dried out super fast. So pretty much the day after the rain, as long as it had stopped raining, my shoes would dry out, which is not really common. Most shoes dry out, take a long time to dry. So there's that, and with that, Super Feet were awesome. They really supported my feet. I mean, I never really had any problems after I started using Super Feet. They make it a lot more comfortable. Your feet kind of stay in place, and they have this heel support. You can kind of, it's hard to describe what they do, but once you start wearing them, you know that it's a good thing. And these lasted the same amount as the shoes from Harper's Ferry to Maine, and they're banged up. I wouldn't use them anymore, but yeah, I mean, they're durable enough. So Super Feet, and these are La Sportiva Wildcats. Obviously shoes are more of a preference thing, but I liked these a lot. And my next thing that I liked a lot was this little 1-ounce towel thing, Pec Towel, I think it's called. No, Camp Pack is what it's called. I use this thing all the time just for blowing my nose, wiping sweat, or anything like that. wiping food debris up, and it was awesome. I mean, it's an ounce. You just hang it on the outside of your pack. It folds up into this little pouch here. That's pretty much all you need for a towel. You really need nothing else other than this. I use this for drying off after showers sometimes. It worked for everything. And you can just wring it out and keep using it. So that's cool. For socks, these are Darn Tough socks, and they are really durable. I had these since Harper's Ferry as well, I believe. And they just started to wear out once I got to Katahdin. But they're comfortable and really durable, and they have a guarantee on them, so you can send them in and get them replaced from Darn Tough. So I recommend those. Also, I like Smart Wools. I think they're a little more comfortable, and they smell not as bad as Darn Toughs do, but they're maybe not quite as durable, so it's kind of preference there. Oh, Granite Gear stuff sack. This was awesome. I got this in Damascus and carried it ever since to compress my underquilt and my top quilt. And it's really lightweight, probably one of the lighter stuff sacks or compression sacks you can get. It's a 16 liter medium. And yeah, I mean, there's not much you can say other than it works really well and it lasted the whole time. Okay, headlamp. This was essential. I mean, I used it every night navigating around camp or setting up camp if it got dark, or night hiking sometimes, not too often, and just all the time. I mean, it's good to have in case of an emergency or something. I used it every day. So it's a Petzl Tika XP2, and later in the trail I actually got this. You can see this little add-on here. It's an adapter that lets you charge the battery. It's a rechargeable battery that you can charge via USB, and that came in handy. It saved money on batteries, first of all, and secondly, it came really in handy because I got a double wall charger, so at one time I could charge my phone and my headlamp, and you don't have to worry about, say you have batteries that are half full and you kind of think you need some new ones, but you don't want to waste the old ones that are half full. This takes care of that because you can just charge it. You don't have to buy all new batteries. So you pretty much charge it whenever you go into town, and that's really handy. It saves buying new batteries all the time, and I recommend it. So yeah, headlamp and rechargeable pack for it. And that's about all the gear I recommend. But with that, I have to say I would never ever recommend these Black Diamond poles, or really Black Diamond in general. As a company, they kind of are terrible, because I mean, I got these poles from REI at the beginning of the trail. Pretty early on by Virginia they had broken, and I went to REI and swapped them out. And I mean, as soon as I swapped them out, not too much longer, they had broken again. You can see the metal corroded there, the straps broke off, which are one of the most essential parts. The tips broke off. And so I called Black Diamond, and they basically said, oh, well, these poles aren't designed to hold up to the Appalachian Trail, so there's not much we can do to help you there. They wouldn't send me new straps or anything. And I mean, I wouldn't expect that, except that these are called distance poles. I don't know. But that's just my rant about Black Diamond and their poor customer support. On the other hand, though, I did hear Lecky poles are awesome, and the people at Lecky will take care of you if you have any problems. So that's that. That's the gear, some of the essential gear that I think was really worth purchasing. And I know gear videos are kind of lame, but there's not much else I can do right now. I'll try to make some more videos, maybe in the mountains if I can get out there. And yeah, I guess I'll see you later.